Boom. There we go. Hi, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever I find you. Oh, my goodness. What's the news? What's the news on the block? What's up, Aunt to the Lisa? Or as we called you a few times this weekend, myself and Kamar, Anal Lisa. Hi, Lexi. Oh, Katie, first class. Exciting. You're like, I'm nervous. Well, listen, Pi's nervous too, so nothing to worry about. She nervous. You'll be great. This will just be about feeling good. That's the most important thing. Doing awesome stuff for you. Hey, Miriam. Hey, Crystal. Bonjour. Miriam, I feel like as an American speaking to a French person, is it better to just pretend, like to feign a French accent, or is it best to just butcher it with my American accent? I don't know what's better. Look like an ass or be an ass? You tell me. Hey, Steph. Good morning. Oh, butcher it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and then, I mean, here we have, like, I'm wearing my New Orleans shirt. I mean, there's just like a whole different vibe when you've got like the Creole situation with the French. It's just different. Yeah, I'll just butcher that shit. You and my friend Sarah, and I have another Frenchie in there. Fuck, what's her name? I can't remember. But you just put up with me, so that's all that's about. All right, so now that we've got a good amount of people on, we still got 3 minutes till class time. My plan is to do quads. We're going to do some back bending, and I feel like doing some trigger point therapy on the back. So let me get the stuff. So even if you don't have bowls, we're just going to do some self-massage at the very end of class. Anything that is round. I have a tennis ball and I have a lacrosse ball. Tennis ball's got some squish. Hey, Shayla. And this lacrosse ball has very, very dense. It's a mean little ball, just how I like it. So towards the end of class, I just want to do some work right here on our back because I'm all janky from flying on an airplane to go get our new home, which this morning they emailed me. We're kind of furthering the paperwork process. So everybody, good vibes, good vibes. It's kind of crazy. I think next week will be our last week streaming in this space. And then after that, as we're traveling across, I'm going to be streaming class from Austin, Texas. So we got a nice little Airbnb situation that I'll be streaming from. So it'll be fun. Yes. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Jess. Hey, Stella, welcome. First timers. Yes. So even if you don't have the balls, it's not a big deal. I would also like to work with some yoga blocks. Not a big deal if you don't have it. That's kind of the cool thing about doing everything from home is we have to adapt, right? Oh, Sarah. Yes, so excited you're here. So on YouTube, I can't stream music. That's one of the sad parts. But I encourage you to play your own music during this. I don't really have like a suggested place I want to go. I want to kind of give you like a little bit of an assignment. And I want you to think of, yay, Texas. My boyfriend's from Houston. That's why I threw up the H down. Hey, Stacy Ripley. Yes. So my assignment is for you to think of a music genre or a music artist that makes you think of openness, whether that's just feeling something that makes you feel flowy, something that makes you feel good. Oh, we got some Houstonians. Katie, yes. So I'm just kind of going through, I'm like thinking like what makes me feel open. I'm thinking of like Portishead for me. Oh my gosh. Wow. There's a lot of Texas love in here. My friend Shayla's from Texas. She's up in here all the time. Let's see. Portishead Radio. I think that'll be pretty fun. Ooh, yeah, that looks good. Strangers Radio. I'm going to share this radio station with you just in case you want to be on my level. Copy playlist link and post. Cool. All right, everyone, let's get going. We've got a whole grip of people in here. So if you're following my vibe, I just put that in the chat room. Candice, all the way from Pender Island, British Columbia, Canada. Everybody's like, shout me out. Chattanooga, Tennessee. I would just want to tell everybody that that's where I'm at. Where are you at? Chattanooga. Yeah, there's like hella Texas love in here right now. All right, let's get going. I know, I just want to talk shit all day with you. Do not disturb. We got all the things. Cool. You got your waters? Good. So let's get started laying down on our mats. Again, if you just joined, we might do some TPT at the end of class. So I have a tennis ball and a lacrosse ball, NBD if you don't have it. I also have yoga blocks. No big deal if you don't have it. And we're going to get started laying down on our backs. A way that I like to really open up and prepare for backbends is by starting what's called supported bridge. So I just slid this block underneath my sacrum. And I just want to allow the front lines of my body to open here. Again, if you don't have these props, it's not a big deal. You can always improvise also with like a book or a pillow or something. If you've got that block underneath you and you want to stretch out your legs or open up your arms, that's also a really nice feeling sensation to go for. And we're going to spend a bunch of breaths here. One reason that I like to do an asana-based practice instead of just doing everything like workout focus is because of the breath emphasis in this specific modality of movement. Now, breath is one of the magical ways that we unlock all sorts of abilities in our body. So you probably know from weight training or all those things, usually your exertions or exhales, right? They're these kind of catalysts or movers for ourselves. And here, as you're laying on your back, I want you to try to take full 4-count inhales, really expanding the belly, the lungs, the ribs, and equal timing on those exhales. Fully emptying out all the breath out of your lungs, yeah? And as you tap into this breath, sorry, I'm just reading the SP. Please tell me the SP, Smashing Pumpkins. I don't know what that means. Sorry, Katie. Yeah, as you're focusing on this breath, I want you to just scan the body top to bottom and know what you're working with today. So, injuries, any contraindications, if you're pregnant, any of those things. This movement modality is just meant to empower you in your own body. Let's take 3 more of those big breaths there. And maybe at the tail end of those exhales, you want to make a little kind of deep into the chest, these audible releases from your mouth. Super therapeutic. If you're in my life on a regular basis, you probably know that I do it all the time in all the most public of spaces. All right. Now, once you finish up that last breath, I want you to pull your right leg in towards your chest and wrap your hands around the front of your right shin bone. Good. So you're opening up the front of the left hip flexor. Again, you're going to feel this if you're on or off the block. Ooh, just like this. Now, intuitively find some movement in the body. Maybe you want to move your feet. Maybe you want to move this right leg a little bit, kind of stirring or making a little guacamole in your hip socket. I make a lot of food references because I like to eat. So let's keep moving in that hip socket a little bit, and then we'll switch. Great. Let's swap. Left leg comes in, right leg goes long or bent, right? So just kind of depending on how open your hip flexors are, make those little adaptations. Circles, guacamole in the hip socket. All right, now let's plant both of our feet down onto the ground, hip width distance apart. Feet are in parallel, so they're pointing straight forwards. I want you to dig into your heels and elevate your butt off of the ground or the block. Let's remove the block, placing it off to the side. And I want your arms to extend long towards your heels. Now, this is also a really nice opener for the back of your neck. So all those little cervical bones getting some space. Now lift up high onto your heels like you just put on some stilettos. And I want you to tuck the tailbone, roll down one backbone at a time, and then release the spine at the very bottom. Good. Push into the heels. Let's repeat that. Up, 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 up to the sky. Ooh. And then lift up your heels. It's the opposite of your toes. And roll down one backbone at a time. I know it sounds like a silly cue, but sometimes I say heels and people lift their toes. Push into your heels, lift. Lift up your heels. You're balanced on those big toe ball mounds, and then roll yourself all the way down. Now, once your butt touches the ground, walk your feet out wide, knock your knees together, and then let's windshield wipe our legs side to side. One of my favorite little openers here for the hips on the ground. These are also really excellent moves you can do in the middle of your workday if you feel a little compressed from sitting or doing desk work. And then let's keep both knees over to your left hand side. Pick up your left leg and just let it rest on top of the right. Let the weight bring the inside of your right knee down to the ground. Now, this isn't a big twist. The main goal here is to feel something kind of right here in your right pocket area. That's the goal. Sometimes I like to wiggle out my hips a little bit and feel it in a different area. So when I kind of push my pubic bone forward, I start to feel a stretch in my quadricep. We are working our quads today, so if you want to play with that a little bit, you're welcome to. All right, maintain this connection of ankle to leg, rock it all back to center. We're in a figure 4 position. Bony outer part of my ankle is to the outside of my right thigh bone. Lift up your right foot. Try to pull your right knee in towards your chest. Just perform this muscularly, or if you need the assistance, grab onto the back of your right hamstring. You can also create a lot more flexion in your right knee and hold on to the front of your right shin bone. All right, let's release your right foot down to the ground. Fully cross left leg over right. So you're making an X with your thigh bones. Drop your knees over to your right hand side for a twist. If you have a lot of mass on the thighs, you got some thick, juicy thighs, and crossing the legs isn't an option, then you can always just stack the left on top of the right. Okie dokie. And again, just breathe into your tummy. Every Monday, this class is a back to basics. So we're not here to like blow our wads on a Monday morning. We're just here to explore and think with a beginner's mindset, okay? Now let's take everything back to center. Uncross your legs, feet wide, knees knocked together, back to our windshield wipers. Knees to the right, knees to the left. And let's keep both legs over to your right hand side. I'm going to pick up my right leg and just let it rest on top of the left. And I can actually use a little bit of force. So I can like push the inside of my left knee down to the ground. And then direct your pelvis a little bit, kind of wiggle the hips around. See how these different pelvic positions change the feeling. Everybody's body is going to feel this differently. So I could feel it somewhere and you could feel it in a completely different part of your body. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means we have different bodies. Yeah. All right. Maintain this connection, cutie pies. Bring it all back to center. You're in a figure 4. Pick up your left foot off the ground. Try to bring the leg in towards you. Woo! My right butt cheek. Now you can just do the muscular version of this. So you're just holding it by yourself, or you can assist yourself and reach for the back of this left leg. If you have very open hips, you can also grab the front of the shin bone. But if that's you, I want you to still think about creating a really long spinal column underneath you. Your spine and hips are in a really succinct little relationship with each other. So try to create length. Study the reactions. And then let's put our left foot on the ground, fully cross right over the left, and then let gravity take your knees over to the left-hand side. You're in a nice deep twist. Ooh, my spine just popped. Great, let's take it all back to center. Uncross the legs, knees are gathered in, fingertips in your knee pits. Curl yourself up into a little ball, and let's rock and roll up and down the length of your space. If you want, you can take a little balance on your butt cheeks here. Ooh. So you're in a boat pose. If that's hard for you, you can also tap your toes to the ground, okay? Let's do a whole bunch of these rocks and rolls. And we'll bring ourselves all the way up to a seated position, cross-legged. Hands are going to go onto the ground. I'm going to just turn towards you so you got some eyeballs on this. I'm in this wide triangular shape. My left arm is going to reach up to the sky, and I'm going to hold on to my right ear and just give myself a little neck stretch. Good. Turn your nose down towards your shoulder. And then turn your nose up to the sky. Guide your head all the way back to neutral. Reach the left arm up to the sky again. Side body stretch over to your right. If you're very flexible in a side body space, you can always take your right forearm down to the ground. Nice. Bring it all the way up. Left hand is on the ground. Right hand up to the sky. Right hand is going to touch your left ear and give you a little neck stretch. Whoa. All right. Turn your nose down towards your shoulder. And then up to the sky. Woo. Guide the head back to neutral. Reach the right arm back up to the sky again, and then up and over towards your left-hand side. Think about trying to turn your left nipple up to the sky. I know. Nipples are really good guiding points on the body. Because in general, we know kind of where they are. Yeah? All right, let's bring you all the way back up. Ooh, and we're going to go into tabletop position towards the top of our mat. So all fours, hands, and knees. Spread out your kitty cat paws nice and wide. Grip into the ground. Reach your heart forward. Take a breath in. And with your exhale, round and contract navel to spine. Cat back. Inhale, cow pose. Reach heart forward. Exhale, round and contract navel to spine. Keep going through these cat cows, y'all. Feel it out. Maybe you want to go in a circular direction. You want to scoop out the peanut butter jar. Yeah, feel it out a little bit. Sometimes I like to even scoot my knees back and kind of do these like big hip circles. So if you want to take that too, I kind of push forward and sweep the hips. We kind of were doing some of this work in our bar class the other week. Oh, yes. Great. Last 10 seconds of playtime. Any which way your body wants to take you. Last 2. Nice. Then let's head into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips to the sky, straighten out your legs. Wow. Good morning calf muscles. Pedal out your legs a little bit. Get some space. And then settle into some stillness. Think about your booty bones reaching up towards the sky. Even if you enable that by micro bending your knees, totally fine. Pull the rib cage in. Keep your biceps by your ears. Now lift up your heels nice and high. And then try to get your heels down to the earth and try to lift up all 10 of your toes. Ooh, it's hard. Toes back down. Try to lift up your heels. Nice. Heels down. That wasn't so bad. Lift your toes. Wow. One more time. Toes down. Grip into the earth. Lift up your heels. And then heels back down to the ground. Good. And then settle in. I know it's a lot for the shoulders. It's a lot for the wrists. I know I was talking with one of y'all, I think Crystal, we were talking about ouchy wrists. Totally normal to always take breaks by lowering knees to the ground, okay? Now let's make our way towards the top of our mat. So we'll lift our heels, bend knees, look to the top. Travel, step, hop, however you want to get there. And then we'll roll ourselves all the way up. Once you make it up, roll out the shoulders. And we'll do a little standing stretch for our wrists. So hold up your right hand like you're telling me to stop. And then wrap the left hand around all 5 fingers and pull back. Yeah. So we're just pulling back like a this. There we go. Now let's do the opposite of that. Turn all 5 fingers down, pull back. You should feel a nice stretch on your right forearm. And then let's do the other side. Shake out that right hand a little bit. I promise if your wrists get grouchy, it gets better. Left hand is forward. Tell me to stop. And then pull back on all 5 of those fingers. So try to really get your thumb in there. Good. And then do the opposite of that. Turn the fingers down. Pull back. You. Good. And then release. Shake that out. Shake out both of your hands a little bit. And let's get some flowing in. We're going to do a sun A. I'm going to show you modified version, and then we're going to move into some more advanced versions of it. So let's get your legs a little bit closer together. I just want you to feel the magnetization of your inner thighs. Sweep both of your arms all the way up to the sky. Big breath in. And with your exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Work all the way down towards your mat. Forward fold. You can even turn nose towards the belly button. This is more Ashtanga style. Now lift up halfway. Think about your spine flat like an ironing board. You can also walk the hands up onto the shin bones if ye be tight. And with your exhale, plant your hands and step back into a high plank position. Now let's shift forward. Tap your knees onto the ground. Bring your chest and chin also to the ground like you're looking forward. So you're really lifting those booty bones up to the sky. And then let's roll forward into a low cobra. Tummy, hips, tops of the feet onto the mat. Lengthen out the spine. Just reach forward towards the top of your mat with the ears. Nice. Push yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips to the sky. Cool. Let's put a little more mustard on that. But first, 2 big breaths. All right. Heels nice and high. Bend your knees, look forward. Travel to the top of your mat. You can step there or you can do some hops. Halfway lift. And with your exhale, fold. Nice. Let's rise all the way up to standing. Sweep arms up. Forward fold. Take it all the way down towards your mat again. Halfway lift. Lengthen. And with your exhale, plant your hands. Step back to high plank. Either that modified version we did or full vinyasa style. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Upward facing dog is the bigger back bend here. Tops of the feet, straight arms. Exhale up and back into downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Heels high, bend your knees, look forward. Travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Fold to plant, going through your chaturangas. Know that you can also try hop backs, but only do that if you're feeling really confident with these chaturangas. And you got to land with your bent elbows. Now we're going to do 3 more times. I want you to do this on your own, with your own breath and your own explore patterns, okay? So I'm just going to go for mine. You can find your own timing. Breath is the start of every single shape. And then try to take those 2 breaths in between each round. We've got 2 more to go. And if you get a little lost, it's okay. There's really no wrong way. Don't take it too serious. You got this shit. All right, we're on our last round here. And then take 5 breaths in that downward facing dog. Whenever you get there. Oh, it's so good. I took like 4 days off of doing any yoga, and it feels really good to be back. Good. Last 2 breaths. And then let's roll you forward into a high plank position. And we'll lower your knees to the ground into a tabletop. Left hand is going to come towards the center of your space. I want you to reach your right arm up to the sky. Good. Really open up. Get a little bit lazy with that right hip. And then center the hip. Thread your needle. Take your right arm underneath the left. Try to drop your ear all the way down to the ground. Now, naturally, our hips like to bump where we're looking. So try to take those hips back to neutral. Nice. And your left hand can stay where it's at. It can reach forward. Or if you're into some binds today, then you can wrap this left arm around your body. Breathe. Last 2. So good. On that last one, let's take our left hand back down to the ground. Open up into your twist again, but we're going to spin onto our left knee and extend our right foot towards the back of our space. So this is a modified side plank, and I really like this modified version. Now let's lift up our right leg. Ooh, and then we're going to kick our right heel towards our butt and grab for the top of the foot. So we're going to start our quad and back bend work here. Kick your foot into your hand, open up the front line of the body. Think about kicking behind you as opposed to above you. Yeah. This is also a really nice opener for the bicep and the deltoid. Great. Let's release the foot. Take the right hand back down onto the ground. Square off. If you notice, my right leg is still elevated. Take an inhale. Try to lift the right heel higher so my glute is turned on. Exhale, pull knee to nose, round the spine. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, extend and lift. Exhale, pull in, squeeze. Last one, then lend me your ears. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull it in, squeeze, tuck your left toes, 3-legged dog, lift your right leg up to the sky, and then open up your hip. So I'm trying to point my right knee up to the sky, but if your hip doesn't have that range, it can point in any of these directions, okay? Feel free to get some movement there. I know I have these weird Barbie hips. So let's all centralize together. I want you to square off your right hip, pointing your right kneecap and all 5 toes down to the ground. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Try to step or place your right foot between your hands. And then let's place the entire back foot onto the ground. We're going to go into Warrior 1. Shoulders are going to stack above the hips. Now, I'm not in a super deep lunge. It's hard to get my whole foot on the ground if I'm too deep. Yeah? My chest square to the front, nipples shining forward. Tailbone underneath you. This is how we're going to get into our quads. Arms are reaching up to the sky. So the position of your pelvis here, it's called posterior tilt. Again, this is how we're accessing this front line of the body. Plus, when you're creating that posterior tilt and pushing into the outside of the foot, your glutes are activating. We want that as well. Breath in. Exhale, take your hands down to the ground. Deepen your stance. Right leg steps behind. You can do your chaturanga single-legged. Ooh, a little challenge there. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. After that final breath, let's roll you forward to a high plank and place your knees onto the ground. Left arm is going to reach up to the sky. Feel free to just let the hips be lazy. And then let's thread your needle. Left arm goes underneath the right. Drop your shoulder. Try to get some space. I think of myself like a little turtle. I'm trying to turtle myself forwards here, and then the hips are bumping back to neutral. Right arm can reach forward. Right arm can half bind. All the things. What do you need? What's your choice? Nice. Let's come all the way back into our tabletop twist. We'll spin on the right knee. Modified side plank. Left leg is extending behind us. Yes. Now let's lift up the left foot. Kick your heel in towards your butt. Capture the top of the foot. And then kick the foot into the hand, opening up the entire front body. I like to think of myself like the front of a pirate ship, just boobs out in the wind. Yeah. Ooh. Biceps, shoulders, all the little goodies are getting that breeze. Now really gently release. Mindful of your knees, square yourself back off into that tabletop position. Use your butt. Lift up your left leg. Ooh. And then do the opposite. Pull the knee into the nose, round. Inhale, lengthen, lift, 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 lift. And pull it in. Last one, my cutie pies. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull it in. Hold that. Right toes tuck. Left leg up to the sky. Open up your hip. Bend into your knee. What movement did you need here as well? So many things to play with. Now let's square off the hip. You can actually check your work, looking back, making sure knees and toes are pointing down. Knee to nose, big step through or place. Getting ready for warrior one. We're going to move quickly. That's why we're going slow now, so that the foundation is getting into your muscles. Outer edge of the foot pressing into the ground. My chest is forward. Arms are up. Tuck. Pull. I know it's like rubbing your tummy and patting your head at the same time. It's a lot of things to think about. Just think, is my right glute on? Give it a little bouncy squeeze. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. Last time, inhale. Exhale, take it all the way down to the ground. Deepen your stance. Left leg can step back or extend back high to mid plank, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, another 5 count breath. Take yourself back into tabletop position. Untuck the toes, sit your hips onto your heels, and take your arms just behind you here. Push into your shin bones, try to lift up your hips, open up your chest. And then bring the hips back down to the ground. Take yourself forward back into tabletop. Modified chaturanga. Nice. Let's do that 4 more times. Hands behind you. Push up your hips. Take it back. Modified chaturanga. 3 more. Just drop into the juiciness of that motion of these two shapes sinking together. Last 2, my little dolls. Good. Last little modified chaturanga here. Right arm up to sky. Big breath in. Exhale, thread your needle. Right arm underneath the left. Good. You can stay right here or play, tucking the toes, lifting up the knees. So a thread the needle, downward facing dog. Ooh, fancy. All right, knees come back down. Left hand presses back up into that twist, modified side plank. Bam. I know, we just went through those so quick. Right leg lifts, heel into butt, grab it and kick it behind you. So good. Listen, release this foot. Take yourself back down into that single-legged tabletop. Now I want you to reach your left arm out to the side. Right heel in towards your butt. Start to reach back for that foot. See if you can grab it. Kick this leg up to the sky too. Damn, back bends always get me so sweaty so fast. Release this foot. Ooh, knee to nose. Squeeze, tuck left toes, right leg to sky. 3-legged. And open up the hip, bend into the knee. Nice. Square off, pull knee to nose. Big step through low lunge. Warrior 1. Reach your arms up to the sky. With your exhale, warrior 2. Open up towards your left hand side. I'm going to heel toe my left foot a lot deeper because the stances are just different. Arms reach to front and back. Flip right palm. Reverse warrior. Big stretch here. Nice. With your exhale, take it all the way down to the ground. Frame into a low lunge, squaring off this left foot. Twist. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Feel that in your hips. Or go into horizon lunge. Outer edge of left foot. Turn right toes to your right hand side. Reach this right arm behind you. I don't know why I have a gun hand. That's just how it landed. Nice. Take it all the way back down. Plan your escape route, high to mid, upward facing. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. Breath. Recalibrate after that one. I know there were some tough things in there. Great. Roll it back forward. Lower the knees, tabletop. Left arm reaches up. Thread your needle, left arm underneath. Drop the shoulder, drop the ear. Stay here, be happy. Or tuck your toes, threaded downward facing dog. Strengthen into the shoulder. Don't let this all just compress into the neck, and don't do it if it doesn't feel good. Knees back down to the ground. Right hand presses. Left arm reaches up. Spin open right away. Lift up the foot, kick it in towards your butt, capture it, and kick it back. Open up the front line of the body. Nice. Release, extend. Back into your tabletop position. Right arm reaches out to the side. Bend into the left leg, reach back with this right arm, capture the foot, try to kick up to the sky. This is a tough one. Release, knee to nose, round. Tuck right toes, 3-legged dog, lift. Open. Knee towards your nose. Round, big step through low lunge. Warrior one, rise. With your exhale, warrior two, deepen your stance. Hips are underneath you, pelvis is underneath you. Reverse warrior, big side body stretch. Take it all the way down into your low lunge. Twist, left arm reaches up to the sky. If you feel it in your outer hip, awesome. If you're like, Tracy, I want more, then we go into our horizon lunge. Roll to outer edge of right foot. My left set of toes pivoted with my body. Left arm reaching to the back. That is intense. Good. Bring it all the way back. Choose your escape route. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. You can stay right there or take a child's pose if your wrists need a break. Take some big breaths there, my loves. Yes, Mom. My mom just sent me a selfie of her doing class. So good. Stay with me. You're almost there. 3 more good feel breaths. All right, my dears, we're going to work into our final pieces of class. That's it. You've made it, okay? If you're in that child's pose, take it up and back to downward facing dog. If you're in downward facing dog, stay. If you need some motivation, here's Pi. She loves you. She believes in you. And she thinks you're the shit. She just told me right now as we thought about it. Great. I want you to lift your right leg up to the sky. Yeah. Open up your hip. Bend into your knee. If you're feeling super frisky, maybe this right leg drops behind you and you push your hips up to the sky. Nice. Take it back. Right leg up to sky. 3-legged. Knee to nose step through. Low lunge. Warrior one all the way up. And then warrior two. Open up and deepen out your stance. Yes. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, let's go all the way down into our low lunge twist. Arms moving like a little cyclone. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Nice. Now listen up. Heel toe your right foot wider. Lower your left knee down to the ground. Get a little quad stretch in here. Grab for that back foot. Pull that bad boy in if you're down. Nice. Release this foot. Hands coming back down. Heel toe your right foot back to center. Back knee is lifted. Listen up. Left leg lifts up to sky. We're finding a standing split. I know I'm pulling out all the punches right here. Now I want you to tap your left knee towards your right calf. See if your right hand can grab for the inside of your left foot. It's right back here. Soldier pose. Try to lift your left knee up towards the sky. It's really tricky. I would look at you, but if I do, I think I'm going to eat shit on the ground, okay? Let's bring that left knee back to tap and then extend it towards the back of your mat. Choose your escape route, high to mid. That's it. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Left side is the best side. Lift your left leg. Open your hip. Maybe this left foot drop behind you. You push your hips and tummy up to the sky. Woo! And then left leg back up to sky, 3-legged. Knee towards your nose, Big step through low lunge. Warrior 1, up you go. Warrior 2, straight into it. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cyclone your way down into your low lunge twist. Sometimes I'm like, Tracy, you chose the dumbest word to describe this. Okay, heel toeing that left leg open, right knee down. Más intensity, yeah? Somebody's commenting something. They're like, please continue with these silly words. Ah! Spiritual experience right here with this quad. All right, really gently release that. Heel toe your left leg back to neutral. Tuck right toes, lift up this knee. Standing split, right leg up to sky. And again, this can be where you're living today, or let's play. Right knee taps left calf. Left hand reaches back inside of right foot. Soldier pose, pointing the knee up to the sky. So again, you can be playing with the split. You can be playing here too. Facing dog. Oh my God, so good. All right, everyone, put your knees onto the ground. I want you to cross your left leg behind the right. Okay, we're gonna get onto our back in a really fun way. So again, left leg is behind the right. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Thread your needle, right arm underneath the left. Woo. Listen, tuck your toes, lift your knees, swivel your hips, point your pelvis to the sky, and then roll yourself all the way down. And on the ground we stay. It's time to release some little shoulders and traps. Are you ready? Grab your balls. We're just going to use one. So, you did it. In our last little 5 minutes of class. Sorry, babe. Adrian, what's on the screen? This is my favorite little YouTube channel. It's like a Blade Runner chill zone thing. I'll put the link in there. Okay, so we're just going to do a little bit of this upper shoulder release. So I want you to take a ball of some sort right here into that trap muscle. It's not on the shoulder blade. Yes. So it's right here on the ground. Now, once you got it in a good spot, we're just going to manipulate your right arm. So I want you to reach your arm straight up towards the sky in front of you. Pretend I'm on the ground. You're going to go like you're going into a backstroke, bend the elbow, and then drag down. Yeah, so we're just going to go in this circular motion on the shoulder. It's okay, Crystal. I know sometimes, Chris, the connection gets funky for some folks, but I am connected through my Ethernet, so I'm not on Wi-Fi. Hopefully it's not on my end. So good. We're just getting to that angry shoulder part. Now you don't have to be square onto the ball. I'm kind of leaned over onto my left-hand side here. And maybe you find an angry spot and you want to just hold and kind of move your body up and down. And trigger point therapy release, this is called chugging. And if you don't have any trigger point tools, you're just kind of wiggling around on the ground, that's fine too. you can just move the shoulders. Yeah. It won't be the same, but I highly recommend to everyone investing in a $2 tennis ball. Maybe it's $1. I don't know how much they are. But especially in a COVID world where massages are weird, you can get yourself some self-massage here by using trigger point therapy tools. All right, let's grab this ball and we'll do the other side. So you're just sticking it into that upper trap shoulder area on your left side. It's between the spinal column and your shoulder blade. I'm going to reach my arm straight up, back behind, bend and circle. So just in case you need another visual reference. Oh yeah, Mom, that backstroke. I love when my mom comes to class. So ball is like right here. And you're moving through the arm. When I get stressed, it's all right here. I feel like a lot of folks hold it right here. And your trap muscle is shaped almost like a big kite. And this upper part goes into your neck muscles and into your occipitals right here. And your occipitals are where your ocular nerve connects. So sometimes when we're stressed and your eyes twitch or like you get kind of headachy right here in the temples, sometimes it's originating all the way back here. I know, crazy, right? So these are little things that you can do to mitigate some of those stress responses that we have in the body. You've got like 30 more seconds here working on your back. Good tip, Mom. So my mom said all those without a tennis ball, they could probably roll up a pair of socks. Yeah, totally works. Now the roll-up ball of socks will probably give a lot, so you might not get the trigger pointy reaction of it. But it's a great way to work with it. All right, let's take the ball out from behind you and just roll it away. I know some of you have like dogs or animals all around you, so sometimes it's hard to stay focused in that space. Ugh. Now I want you to just wrap your arms around yourself. Open up your arms nice and wide. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Take the knees wide around the ribs. Hold on to the fronts of your shin bones. And you can stay right there in your Apanasana shape or happy baby. Yeah, because we're facing this way. Ugh. So either here or here. So good. Sometimes I get a really like euphoric feeling in my body. Right leg comes across body. Let's go into our final twist today. Right shoulder onto the ground. And if you want something a little more advanced, I'll offer up cat grabbing its tail. So your left leg bends, grabbing for the foot. My right shoulder wants to try to be on the ground, and my left hand can rest on the top of my right leg or grab the outer edge of the foot and kick it out. So this is a yin pose. Cat grabbing its tail. It's about cats. I like it. And we'll take it all back to center. So whatever variation you did, your belly up twist or your cat grabbing its tail. Let's do the other side. Left leg comes across the body. Or kitty cats. Right knee bends. Grabbing inside, so the arch of the foot. And you can kick this left leg out to the side. I like to really create my waistline off of the ground here. So I'm not just being lazy. I'm kind of lifting. It's a big stretch for the outside of the hip also. All right, my dears, let's release that. If there's any final shapes you need before a little meditation time, take it. But if you're ready to finish off class, then you can join me by laying down on the ground. All the way down. I know sometimes being completely still and just breathing could be the hardest thing throughout the entire class. Soften your jaw. Take a bigger breath here. Just like we did at the very beginning of this practice. And wiggle the fingers and toes and ankles and wrists. And roll off to one side. Pushing yourself up to a seated position. Within us exists darkness. Within us exists light. All of these things coexisting together. All of your experiences brought you here to this very, very moment. And I am so, 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 so grateful that you trust me with your bodies. And I'm grateful that our paths intersected for today. So, to all of you, thank you for showing up for yourself and for coming to class. I hope I get to see you again soon. Love you all so much. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, Katie. You're so welcome. I hope the connection was okay. It seems like some people had some connection issues today. So I'll look in and see if it was anything on my part. Oh, thanks, you guys. Yes. Thank you, Shayla. Thank you, Crystal. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Steph, Miriam, Lexi. Yeah. All those good things. So we'll be doing a drills class on Wednesday night on Zoom. Let's see. And then the following Wednesday, we're doing our Southern Gothic core flow. That'll be fun. That'll be a little later. And then the very next day, we're packing up and moving. Get ready. Thank you, Mom. You like my cat eye? And then, and then drills and conditioning the 24th in Austin. And then March 3rd, we're going to do Fear Inoculum Flow. So a tool themed class. We're just going to stream that whole Tool album. Hopefully we'll be in the new place that I want. So there won't be all this stuff behind me. I'm going to have my own space. Palette up to me. It's going to be pretty dope. I got good feelings about this. So again, thank you to everyone. Thanks for being so patient through all of this. Thanks, Lexi. Kind of freaking out. Yeah, it'll be really fun. Huh, Pie? Are you excited? Let's get Pie. Come here, baby. I know you look so comfortable. I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. I know she's so disturbed. She's like, why? Why would you? I was so comfortable on the couch. Here we go. This is what y'all really come for. I know. It's not actually me, Pie. They come for you. Stay with me. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated if anything changes. Hoping that internet at these Austin location is good. I hope I pack everything right. Don't forget the camera. Thanks, Miriam. Yes, all the good vibes. Yeah. Pi, show us your down dog. My mom wants to see my back tattoo. Apparently, she hasn't seen it yet. Yeah, so we did a nice little cover up back there. My friend Gustavo, he goes by Gust here in San Diego, but he's awesome. He did a great cover up. Yeah. It was just a lot of colors back there. I wanted more black. It felt awful. Getting your back tattooed is top 5 things I never want to do again. To people that have their whole back done, wow. Bless you. All right, everyone. I'm going to get some breakfast in my belly. I've got a private coming up. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're tuning in. And I will see you all hopefully on Wednesday. Okay. Hug, kiss, hug, kiss. See you all soon. Bye. Sorry, Lexi. This is all you get right there. Just thick hips. All right. See you all soon.